All right, let's dive right into the fascinating world of virtual reality and augmented reality. Now, I know these terms sound super techy and complicated, but trust me, they're not as daunting as they seem. So what exactly is virtual reality, or VR, as it's commonly known? Well, in the simplest terms, VR is a simulated experience that can be similar to, or completely different from, the real world. It's like plugging into the Matrix, where your physical presence is replaced by a digital avatar in a computer-generated environment. To create this immersive experience, VR relies on a bunch of technologies. The key one, of course, is the VR headset. This device, which you wear like a pair of goggles, tracks your head movements and adjusts the images you see accordingly. Then there's the 3D audio tech that helps to create a truly immersive soundscape. Add haptic feedback devices into the mix, and you've got yourself a full-body VR experience. Now, on to augmented reality, or AR. Unlike VR, which creates a completely virtual world, AR adds digital elements to a live view, often by using the camera on a smartphone. You've probably used AR without even realizing it. Snapchat filters, or the popular game Pokemon Go, are classic examples of AR. AR technologies typically use some form of display technology, sensors, and cameras, and computer components. The display is usually your smartphone screen, but it could also be smart glasses, or a heads-up display in a vehicle. Sensors and cameras capture the user's interaction with the world and overlay digital information onto it. AR and VR might sound similar, but they're actually quite different. While VR replaces your vision, AR adds to it. In VR, you can look around and move in the virtual place, while in AR, you see the real world with virtual objects superimposed onto it. In a nutshell, VR immerses you in a completely different world, while AR enhances your existing world with additional digital elements. They're both incredible technologies with a multitude of applications, which we'll get into next. But for now, I hope that helps demystify the basics of VR and AR. So, now that we've got a grip on what VR and AR are, let's talk about how these technologies are being put to use in different industries. You'd be surprised. It's not all just fun and games. Let's start with the most obvious one, the entertainment industry. Video games and movies have been quick to adopt VR and AR, creating immersive experiences that transport you to other worlds. But it's not just about escapism. These technologies are also being used for storytelling, putting you right in the middle of the action. But the applications of VR and AR go far beyond entertainment. For instance, in the field of education, these technologies are being used to create interactive learning experiences. Imagine studying the human body by virtually stepping inside it, or exploring ancient civilizations through an AR-enhanced textbook. In healthcare, VR is being used for everything, from surgical training to helping patients cope with pain or anxiety. AR, on the other hand, can help doctors visualize complex medical conditions. The real estate industry is also embracing VR and AR. Virtual tours allow potential buyers to explore properties from anywhere in the world, while AR apps can visualize what a room would look like, with different furnishings or paint colors. Training and simulation is another area where these technologies shine. From flight simulators to virtual firefighting training, VR provides a safe and cost-effective way to prepare for real-world scenarios. AR can augment this training, providing real-time information and guidance. Even the retail industry is getting in on the action. Virtual fitting rooms let you try on clothes without leaving your home, and AR apps can show you how a piece of furniture would look in your room before you buy it. It's really quite incredible how versatile these technologies are. Whether it's learning, working, shopping, or playing, VR and AR are transforming the way we interact with the world. And we're just getting started. It's exciting to ponder what the future holds for these immersive technologies. All right, it's time to touch on a slightly less glamorous aspect of VR and AR, the current challenges and limitations these technologies face. But don't get discouraged. Remember, every new technology has its growing pains, and it's through understanding and overcoming these challenges that we truly innovate. Let's start with VR. One of the main hurdles with VR right now is the hardware. VR headsets can be bulky, heavy, and uncomfortable to wear for long periods. Plus, it can be quite expensive, which makes it less accessible to the broader public. Then, there's the issue of motion sickness. Some people experience nausea or dizziness when using VR, a phenomenon known as cyber sickness. This is due to the disconnect between what the eyes see and what the body feels, and it's a significant barrier to widespread adoption of VR. Now for AR, the challenges are slightly different. One of the biggest is creating realistic and seamless overlays of digital information onto the real world. The technology isn't quite there yet, and this can sometimes result in a less than stellar user experience. AR also faces issues related to privacy and data security. Because AR involves capturing and processing real-world data, there are concerns about how this data is used and stored. So how do we overcome these challenges? For VR, improving the comfort and affordability of headsets is crucial. Many companies are already working on this, developing lighter, more ergonomic designs and more affordable models. To tackle cyber sickness, researchers are exploring everything from better motion tracking to AI algorithms that predict and prevent the onset of symptoms. For AR, improving the technology to create more realistic overlays is key. This might involve advancements in display technology, computer vision, and machine learning. As for the privacy and data security concerns, this will require robust policies and regulations, as well as the development of secure AR platforms. It's clear that there's still a lot of work to do. But remember, every challenge is an opportunity for innovation. And with the pace at which technology is advancing, who knows where we'll be in just a few years. It's definitely an exciting time to be following the world of VR and AR. Now, let's shift our gaze to the future and explore what's next for VR and AR. These are fast-evolving technologies, and there are some really exciting developments on the horizon. For VR, expect to see even more immersive experiences. We're talking about advancements in haptic technology that would allow you to feel virtual objects, or even the implementation of smell for a fully sensory experience. Imagine being able to smell the salt air as you walk along a virtual beach, or the aroma of a virtual coffee before you take a sip. Sounds pretty amazing, right? We're also likely to see more standalone VR devices. These are VR headsets that don't need to be connected to a computer or console to work, making VR more accessible and portable. In terms of AR, we could see more widespread use of smart glasses. Think of Google Glass or Snapchat spectacles, but more advanced, allowing information to be seamlessly integrated into your everyday view of the world. We might also see more of what's known as mixed reality, or Mr. Scholar. This is where the lines between VR and AR start to blur, allowing users to interact with both real-world and digital elements at the same time. We can't forget about the applications either. As the technology develops, we'll see VR and AR being used in even more industries. Think of virtual meetings that feel like you're in the same room, AR-enhanced live events, or even virtual vacations. But, as with everything, there are challenges. As VR and AR become more integrated into our lives, questions around data privacy and ethical use will become even more pressing. But you know what? Let's save that discussion for our next section, where we'll be delving deep into the societal and ethical implications of VR and AR. So, despite the challenges, the future of VR and AR looks pretty exciting. With rapid advancements in technology, coupled with growing interest from various industries, we're on the brink of a true VR and AR revolution.
Can't wait to see where this journey takes us.
Now let's delve into a topic that doesn't always get as much attention as it should: the societal and ethical implications of widespread VR and AR usage. As these technologies become more ingrained in our lives, it's essential to consider the potential impacts they might have on society. One of the primary concerns is privacy. As I mentioned earlier, AR involves capturing and processing real-world data. This raises questions about who owns this data, how it's used, and how it's protected. Will companies use your AR experiences to gather even more personal data about you? These are questions we'll need to address as AR continues to evolve. A related concern is security. As with any technology, VR and AR can be susceptible to hacking. Imagine someone gaining unauthorized access to your VR or AR experiences. That's a scary thought, right? Then there's the issue of reality blur. As VR and AR become more realistic, there's a risk that lines between the virtual and real world could become blurred, potentially leading to confusion or mental health issues. Digital divide is another concern. If VR and AR become integral parts of work, education, or social interaction, what happens to those who can't afford or don't have access to these technologies? It could lead to a new form of inequality. Finally, there's the question of ethics. For example, in a virtual world where anything is possible, how do we define what's right and wrong? What are the rules, and who enforces them? It's clear that there's a lot to think about. But don't worry, these are not insurmountable challenges. They're just things we need to keep in mind as we continue to develop and integrate these technologies into our lives. By having open conversations, creating thoughtful regulations, and designing with ethics in mind, we can ensure that VR and AR are used in ways that benefit all of society. And isn't that the ultimate goal of any technology? To make our lives better, not worse. That's certainly something to strive for as we step into the future of VR and AR.